And so we're going to go ahead and, if you would please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and join me in saluting our flag. Ready? Begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And if you would like to remain standing, we have Bobby Capello of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints for our invocation. Bobby?
Our Father in heaven, we come before thee tonight with gratitude in our heart for the many blessings that you give us. We're so grateful to be able to serve thee, and we're so grateful for this council that watches over us also. We're grateful for the many blessings that you've provided us in these hard times right now. We're so grateful for all that love that you pour out upon us. Father, we pray that you will be with our leaders and lead them and guide them in the paths of righteousness that will help us. Father, we love thee and we are so grateful to have this opportunity to tell thee here. And we pray that thou would watch over our families and our loved ones at this time. And we humbly ask these things in the name of thy beloved Son, Jesus the Christ. Amen.
Amen. Thank you.
Thank you, Bobby.
Thank you.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Ogilvy,
Present.
Councilmember Wright,
Here.
Councilmember Bildering,
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Mintz,
Here.
Mayor Klink.
Here.
All present?
Closed session announcements. As I said earlier, there was no reportable action taken. Changes to the agenda. Okay. Announcements. These proceedings may be viewed on demand on the City of 29 Palms website at www.29palms.org. You may also live stream this meeting by going on to the city website and clicking on the meeting agendas link. An announcement: the December 22, 2020 regularly scheduled meeting of the City Council will be canceled due to the holidays. The next regular meeting will be held on Tuesday, January 5th, 2020. Oh, 2021. Oh, yeah. January 5, 2021. Awards, presentations, appointments, and proclamations. Presentation to Reach Out Morongo Basin for their participation in the Cash for Trash and Recycling Program. I have a little note here. On Saturday, November 14th, Reach Out Morongo Basin participated in the Cash for Trash and Recycling Program by cleaning up 2 empty lots on Adobe Road and Ocotillo Avenue. They received $300 from the City of 29 Palms. Is it 200 from Larry or 100? It's $100 from Larry Briggs at Plaza Realtors and $300 from Burtech Waste and Recycling for their cleanup efforts. And if council wants to see it, they did take pictures of where they did the trash removal and pictures. Okay, so that'll be sitting up here if you all want to go ahead and do that. All right. The next one is the presentation by Mayor Joel Klink on the State of the City Address.
On behalf of our City Council, Mayor Joe Klink, Mayor Pro Tem Danny Mintz, Council Member MacArthur Wright, Council Member Steve Balderain, and Council Member Carmelite Ogilvy, welcome to the State of the City Address for 29 Palms, California. My name's Dave Smith, and I'm the Park Superintendent for Joshua Tree National Park. And I'm honored to have been asked by our City Manager, Frank Lucchino, to open this event today and to help set the tone for what has truly been one of the most challenging years in our history. COVID-19 has impacted every one of us. During a time of tremendous tragedy, where many have been forced to distance ourselves from the people that we love, where hundreds and thousands of our brothers and sisters have lost their jobs, where hundreds of our fellow citizens have fallen ill, and where thousands and thousands of people across our country and across the globe have died. There are shining examples of how lucky we are to live in a community like 29 Palms. During this pandemic, we have seen volunteer organizations like the Morongo Basin Healthcare District, like our food banks, like our churches and our houses of worship, step forward to care for those in need and to help feed our community and our neighbors. Our doctors and nurses and healthcare providers have gone forward day after day, risking their lives to take care of us. We are checking in on our neighbors to make sure that they're safe. Businesses are finding creative ways to adapt to an ever-changing situation. Our restaurants are feeding folks on the sidewalks for the first time. We are a dynamic and caring community. Not only is hope on the horizon, it is here right now in the hearts of the men and women in our community who reach out every day to help those in need. We choose to live in 29 Palms for a variety of reasons, and I want to emphasize just a handful of those ideas that you may not have thought about before. We live adjacent to one of the finest military training facilities on the planet. The men and women who work at the 29 Palms Marine Base are trained professionals that work to protect our country. They're trained professionals that work to protect the environment. And they're trained professionals that work to take care of us and to serve us. This last weekend I had the opportunity to help out at the food giveaway for Thanksgiving over at the high school. And I saw dozens and dozens of these young men and women, Marines, serving their public on their days off to help feed the community. We live in a place with clear skies, with clean air, with great air quality, and with amazing water, some of the best water in the state, most of which drains down from the mountains that surround our communities. And we live adjacent to one of the crown jewels of the National Park Service, Joshua Tree National Park. Last year, nearly 3 million visitors entered into that park. And when they were here, they hiked, they hung out and enjoyed the night skies, they climbed rocks, they went and took pictures of wildlife. They loved being here. And while they were here in Southern California's National Park, they spent over $150 million in the gateway communities of the Coachella Valley and the Morongo Basin. The National Park is an economic engine that helps power our community. In the coming years, you will see a significant amount of development in downtown 29 Palms as work begins on the new Joshua Tree Interagency Visitor Center, working closely with our tribal partners, the 29 Palms Band of Mission Indians, the San Manuel Band of Mission Indians, with Agua Caliente, with the Colorado River Indian tribes, as well as all of our other tribal partners. We will work together to tell the human story of the last 10,000 years that people have lived in this area. We also plan to work with them closely to unveil the Campbell Collection. Now that's a collection of historic artifacts that have been inside the park's repository for dozens and dozens and dozens of years. We will put them in place in the museum so folks can enjoy them, so we can begin to tell a little bit of the human history story. And there at this new visitor center, we will work closely with the BLM. We'll work closely with the city. We'll work closely with our partners to help direct visitors to appropriate places in the basin, in the park, and on our public lands where they can enjoy the beauty that is the Morongo Basin. The battle against COVID is not over, and we will continue to watch out for our neighbors. We will wear masks, we will look out for each other, and we will help each other. But hope is on the horizon. We are blessed with a beautiful place to live, some of the most impressive public lands on the planet, and with an amazing community. I look forward to spending time with you over the next few years, enjoying what is your backyard, your national park. The state of our national park is good. We have some of the brightest minds in the National Park Service working on protecting our wildlife, our namesake species, the Joshua Tree, and most importantly, on our neighbors and friends and visitors that come into the park. We are working hard to ensure that the park will remain as a resource, both for today and for the next generation. Welcome to the 2020 State of the City Address for 29 Palms. Thank you.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at
broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Thank you, Superintendent Smith, for that warm welcome, and thank you, Katie, for that great performance of the national anthem. As your singing mayor, I thought about it, but Katie did a much better job. Each year as we get older, we often say, wow, this year went fast. And for 2020, it could not go fast enough. It has been a trying year for everyone, which is why I wanted to focus. I'm sorry, I have to take that off to read. It's just bothering me. It has been a trying year for everyone, which is why I wanted the focus of this state of the city to be people. The only way we get through difficult times is the love, determination, and spirit of people that makes our community, county, state, nation, and with this pandemic world survive. I know in prior years we would have had some special event to celebrate the state of the city. However, in the theme of 2020, this year will be in a Zoom format. I would like to thank our great staff for carrying out the mission of the city during this trying year, and most importantly,
Thank you for having me join you today. I am Dawn Rao, the 3rd District Supervisor for San Bernardino County. I wanted to start by talking about the county's response to the coronavirus. The County of San Bernardino remains in the most restrictive purple tier according to the state's blueprint for a safer economy. As we've witnessed in other areas of the state, our county is experiencing a sharp increase in new cases and overall positivity rate over the past several weeks. Our new case rate per 100,000 residents currently stands at 24.2, and it needs to be below 7 to go into the next tier. Similarly, the county's positivity rate is 9.97%, but it needs to be below 8% to move out of our current purple tier assignment. The county has implemented an aggressive public information campaign to educate the public on ways to slow the spread of COVID-19, while also incentivizing businesses and nonprofits to implement measures for mitigating infection rates. Earlier this year, my colleagues and I on the Board of Supervisors allocated $30 million in CARES Act funding to be used for the COVID-compliant business partnership program. This innovative program provides businesses and eligible nonprofit organizations with $5,000 grants for costs associated with complying with the state's COVID-19 health order. If you're interested in applying, or if you've already applied, we have authorized more funds, and you can participate in this program by going to SB COVID-19. The deadline has been extended to December 19th. The Board of Supervisors is also committed to assisting local governments during this pandemic, which is why we have authorized nearly $50 million in direct funding to cities throughout the county. In addition, the County of San Bernardino is providing $30 million to school districts, $20 million to hospitals, and $15 million to fire agencies in emergency funding to assist with their COVID-19 expenditures. Another success story from the county's COVID-19 response has been the rollout of our testing program. Just shy of 1 million tests have been conducted in it countywide since the start of the pandemic, and our county is exceeding the state's median testing rate requirements. Morongo Basin residents can get scheduled for testing at the 29 Palms Community Center by visiting sbcovid19.com, and that's SB stands for San Bernardino, COVID19.com. The site for testing is open Monday through Friday from 8 to 3 p.m. I understand that the state's health orders have had a devastating effect on many businesses in 29 and throughout the Morongo Basin. I want you to know that my colleagues and I on the Board of Supervisors will continue to advocate with the state for a regionalized approach to reopening. The governor's one-size-fits-all solution on a county-by-county basis does not take into account the needs of large, diverse counties like San Bernardino. Due to our large geographic size, the impact of COVID-19 has varied widely, and many of our rural communities see very few cases. Giving local governments the ability to determine their own reopening plan on a regional basis would provide a benefit to communities like 29 Palms and the Morongo Basin. While COVID-19 dominated much of my time at the county this year, there are several other issues that I have been working on that I wanted to highlight for you that will have lasting implications in the Morongo Basin. On September 22nd, the California Fish and Game Commission voted to study the western Joshua tree and make it a candidate species for listing under the California Endangered Species Act. What this means is that for a period of at least 12 months, the western Joshua tree will be studied by the state to determine if a permanent listing is warranted. During the study period, Joshua trees will receive full protections as if they were a listed species. This will require property owners to observe all California Environmental Quality Act requirements when it comes to removing or disturbing a Joshua tree or its habitat. They are currently in the rulemaking process, so we don't know exactly what the habitat is, but you can guess it's probably in the area of 12 to 40 feet around the Joshua tree of the dirt. This will have a significant impact on infrastructure projects, not just here in the Morongo Basin, but anywhere Joshua trees can be found in California. To lessen the burden on our Morongo Basin communities, I have been working with the state officials at the Department of Fish and Wildlife to develop a regulatory framework to allow some amount of Joshua tree removal for the purposes of allowing vital public projects to move forward. And lastly, I just wanted to mention our dark sky ordinance in the county. Since my appointment on the Board of Supervisors in 2018, I have worked with several local residents to develop a dark sky ordinance. As a resident of Yucca Valley who enjoys the rural lifestyle that the Morongo Basin has to offer, managing light pollution to keep our night skies dark is an important piece of preserving our quality of life. Thanks to the assistance of the Dark Skies Committee, we are in the final stages of drafting a dark sky ordinance that will provide common sense guidelines for reducing the amount of unnecessary light that is emitted into our night skies in the county areas. I am hopeful that this ordinance will be brought before the Board of Supervisors for adoption sometime next year. That's it for my update from the county, and I want to wish you all very happy holidays and hope for a better 2021. Thank you.
I would like to thank our great staff for carrying out the mission of the city during this trying year, and most importantly, I want to thank my wife Tori and my family for their support during my tenure as mayor. Thank you, Supervisor Rao. I appreciate the partnership the city and the county have on many levels and the relationship the city has with our supervisor. Thank you. I will discuss more a little later on the details of our organization, but in advance, I want you to know that the city is strong financially. We weathered the COVID storm as an organization thus far and ready to move forward. We accomplished goals in spite of the COVID challenges and ready to look forward to 2021. However, I want to focus on the people of our community. This pandemic has hurt our community, our businesses, our employees, our nonprofits, our governments, our tourists, our Marines and sailors, our students, our frontline workers, and our first responders. These individuals have displayed heroism in some cases, perseverance in other cases, and unfortunately, hardship too. A success story that I would like to talk about during COVID and an economic development success story all in the same. The Campbell Hill Bakery opened on March 17th, 2 days before the shutdown orders originally were issued by the governor. I was concerned for them, just on a human level, because I thought the timing was terrible. However, it shows you that good product, service, and filling a need will prevail over any obstacle. I would like to congratulate Nancy and Travis and their team at Campbell Hill Bakery for their success and the wonderful baked items, sandwiches, and pastries. Truly a success story. And I would be remiss, unfortunately, to not address COVID. This was a devastating impact to individuals, employees, and businesses, either from a health impact or an economic impact. The city displayed leadership quickly and followed the governor and its declarations of a local emergency and activated our Emergency Operations Center supporting the county EOC. During this time frame, the city was open as an essential operation to keep public operations moving. Also, the city has used CARES Act funding to match the county's COVID Business Partnership Program with a $2,500 match from the city. Additional CARES Act CDBG funding to give more resources to our nonprofits that dispersed food to the needy. Also, too, with the CARES Act funding, we gave our citizens care packages supplied with face masks, hand sanitizer, and disinfectant, and gave commercial rental assistance and outdoor operations resources. This program ends on December 30th, so get your application in as soon as possible. In total, we gave out approximately $300,000 out within our community. But switching to other positive success stories and accomplishments. This was a milestone year for Project Phoenix. Back in January, we had our groundbreaking ceremony. The first step, which is now complete, was the installation of sewer and water lines in our downtown. Now, which is in progress and will be completed by December 15th, will be the undergrounding of the electrical lines in Project Phoenix. We had our bid opening for our site improvements, and that is curb, gutter, sidewalks, parking lots, street improvements, and the paseo. And a silver lining, I guess with COVID, is construction costs are lower, which means the bidders are hungrier. Then tomorrow, December 9th, the public buildings RFP will be released with the bid opening in mid-January. We also think that this will be lower than our original budget. The site improvements will start in January with buildings starting in March, with project completion in March of 2022. And this is what will be delivered. All the site improvements as mentioned, plus 2 public buildings, a multi-purpose facility at 10,300 square feet and an additional 1,400 square foot kitchen, then a Joshua Tree National Park Cultural and Visitor Center at 4,200 square feet, and a stage for public uses. The city has over $20 million in this project. And we have more planned and awarded. We just got the news that we received funding from Prop 68 for trails. The trail we proposed is on the flood control channel from Split Rock to Adobe Road, valued at $902,000. Then also a few weeks ago, we have the contract from State Water that awarded the city $960,000 for the planning and development for our wastewater project. This award will be for 4 tasks: the CEQA, preliminary design, financial analysis, and outreach. And this will be in compliance with the President's budget that, although is not approved, but both the House and Senate have in their marked up budgets for $76.5 million for a joint use facility on the base. In addition, the city is queued up for 2 Prop 68 applications to improve Knott Sky Park and develop a new park preliminarily called Pioneer Park. Within Pioneer Park, it will also upgrade Theater 29 for performance and seating capacity. On the economic development front, in addition to Campbell Hill Bakery, most notably was the addition of Starbucks. And as everybody has seen, those lines have been wrapped around the building at times. They are busy. This is a great compliment to our downtown with Project Phoenix. The new O'Reilly Auto Parts store is approved and will be starting construction hopefully before the end of the year. We have 3 other new commercial construction projects that are not yet approved for public consumption. In addition to these businesses, we had 9 other new businesses opened. They are Perfectly Unique Home Decor, Donahue Clothing, Adobe Smogs, Carousel of Treasures, REPT to Gain Nutrition, 29 Auto Repair, Cactus Cafe, Aces of Fades Barbershop, and Rasta Rita Cantina. So there is a lot of activity in the economic arena despite COVID. And what would a state of the city be if I did not talk about our daily operations that provided services to our citizens? Animal control is a city's 24/7 service. We ensure the safety of our pets and the tranquility of our non-pet owners. Our animal control folk went on 670 calls this year, and provides an opportunity to bring in a little fluffy friend into a household. Here is an animal control adoption success story. Murphy, formerly Bryce, is doing amazing with his new owners. He went from 68 pounds when the new owners got him in March, beginning of COVID, to being over 80. He loves to hang out on the patio and outside with his mom during the day and running around playing tug of war in the backyard with Dad in the evening. He is providing love. This is a great story amid this very trying year. We have adopted out 496 animals this past year. Administration are the unsung heroes of our organization. These departments ensure we have money in the bank, which we do, balanced budgets, and savings reserves at $5.6 million. Our fiscal house is in order. They ensure we are complying with current labor rules with our employees, 32 of them, especially in the COVID era, and with transparency, making sure our public is aware of city policies and, not to be redundant with COVID, but the most recent resources and rules from our governor, county, and federal government. This group provides reliable technology for our employees, especially with the work from home needs, and the public to assess at the comfort and protection of their homes or businesses. Community development includes planning, building permits, and code enforcement. This department, 5 strong, has been very busy over the year. One area of interest recently has been the growth of vacation home rentals. As writing this state of the city has 92 issued permits. Council will be reviewing this policy to best meet the goals and needs of our community. In addition to the aforementioned activities, this department also took over the administration of the PAC, that's the Public Arts Advisory Committee, which oversaw, advised, and helped coordinate the 3 new murals this year. And speaking of murals, how about the iconic Desert Storm Homecoming and Victory Parade mural? And it's looking really great. Thanks Action Council, 29 Palms, and Chuck Kaplinger. The Planning Department reviewed 51 cases this year to date. Building and Safety issued 916 permits. This included a doubling the number of solar permits issued and 16 new home permits issued, another area that we over doubled compared to prior year. Code enforcement worked 300 cases, most of which are trash complaints, along with 1 demolition of a blighted property. Infrastructure development, in addition to Project Phoenix and planning for other infrastructure, we completed the sidewalk project from Encilia to Larea on the south side of State Route 62. This project added approximately a half mile of sidewalks at a cost of $1.2 million. San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department maintains our safe community. San Bernardino County Fire Protection District provides fire and EMS service, and Morongo Basin Ambulance provides medical transports. As per city data, the city of 29 Palms is 39% lower in crimes than the national average. Again, we have a safe community. County Fire responded to approximately 2,600 calls for service, with 81% of those attending to our medical needs. Morongo Basin Ambulance transported 1,692 for medical assistance, with 1,544 providing advanced life support. The city has had a very successful year on obtaining grants. This is a way that staff can leverage our resources to accomplish council and community goals outside our very limited general fund. Here are the grants received. Prop 68 Trails and Greenways grant for the Channel Trail from Split Rock to Adobe Road, $901,850. SB2 Planning Grant for our downtown specific plan, $160,000. LEAP Planning Grant for the General Fund Update for the Housing Element, $150,000. Mojave Desert Air Quality Management District for electric vehicle chargers in Project Phoenix, $170,372. California State Water Grant for City, planning to develop our sewer system, $960,000. In total, the city acquired $2.3 million in resources. Recreation Community Services Department is responsible for offering activities and sports programs to youth, adults, seniors, citizens, and special events. But given COVID, most of the activities, unfortunately, were put on hold. This department did administer and disperse the additional CDBG funds to our community nonprofits that give food to our most needy. Staff helped in the distribution of some of the food and even became runners for some of those nonprofits. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the department has had to be innovative and creative in the way that it is able to offer services to the public. Virtual events like Memorial Day and Pioneer Days. The department is committed to keep the community active and engaged with summer day camp, summer soccer skills camp, and trunk or treat that had about 1,000 participants. This department especially is looking forward to 2021 and getting back to the new normal. The city maintains 4 parks within the city: Lucky Park, Knott Sky Park, Buckland Park, and Veterans Park. Maintaining our beautiful parks, 50 acres in the city, was completed by the 4-member parks team. This is another department that is on call 24/7, answering calls for water breaks, bathroom issues, tree limb safety, and ensuring our parks are COVID compliant. We have the best parks in the world and a great team. Public Works, our road crew maintains 150 miles of roads within the city out of 190 miles of total roads. The city has the expertise and equipment to overlay our own roads, and this year we did 532,000 square feet of roads plus 1.1 million square feet of chip seal with a contractor this year as well. And I must say they are really keeping up with the potholes that are showing up on the city's roads. I better not get into the other one, the other road. Tourism, as we look back on the year, it has unquestionably been an unprecedented year for the travel and tourism industry. Prior to COVID, our tourism economy was on a tear. Our transient occupancy tax, or TOT, is now higher than our sales tax. Despite cancellation of major events and festivals, and now the new stay-at-home order, our lodging industry has been resilient, primarily due to steady visitation to our national park and DoD travel. Our Tourism Business Improvement District, TBID, is working hard to set up for a rebound in 2021 once the travel and tourism industry returns the confidence to travel. Fortunately for the City of 29 Palms, our destination continues to be well positioned to meet the challenging needs of travelers, most specifically by the fact that we border one of California's most spectacular national parks, which offers unparalleled access to great outdoors, and the fact that we offer the area's most diverse collection of lodging, which includes traditional hotels, an RV resort, and vacation home rentals. The new Joshua National Park Visitor and Cultural Center will be a great enhancement to our downtown and will play a powerful role in attracting more visitors to our city. Thank you, David Smith and the National Park, for this great partnership. In closing, this has indeed been a crazy year. All our worlds have been altered. However, we have seen the best in people in the toughest of times. Our community is strong, and I see great things on the horizon and the recovery after the COVID vaccines are distributed. We are here for you. Be safe, everyone, through the month of December. God bless you, and I wish you a Merry Christmas. I wish you a Merry Christmas. I wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Thank you. I can't say that. Nice. Okay, we'll go on. Comments of outgoing Mayor Joe Klink and presentation of Employee of the Year and Mayor's Recognition Award. I just want to thank, first of all, the 4 council members that I've worked with over the year. You guys helped me out a lot this year. It was really tough. COVID did us in a little bit here, but we were resilient and we did come out on top, and we still are. And yes, I will put my mask on. Sorry about that. And I just want to thank you. I want to thank definitely the staff. You all work very hard for us, for Frank and for us. And we want to help you in any way possible to continue that. And I want to thank the citizens of this beautiful city of 29 Palms. I love you. Thank you for your votes. I was elected for another 4 years on the council, and I look forward to working with 4 council members here for another at least 2 years, and then working for everybody living here in our beautiful city. So thank you very much. Okay, I'm going to go down to the podium real quick, if that's all right. Okay. Mayor's Employee of the Year. There it is. Okay. This gentleman has been working really hard on Project Phoenix, and he has done a tremendous job with writing grants for our city. And I would like to ask Travis Clark to come up. And as you come up, you got to keep it on. In recognition and appreciation of your endless commitment, hard work, valuable contributions, and dedicated service to the city of 29 Palms, Mayor Joel A. Klink, December 8, 2020. Thank you. Do you want to say anything? I'll move out of the way.
I'll just say I'm happy to contribute to the betterment of the city, but I was thinking earlier that when I got my braces on, my father, after paying for them, said, "You're on your way to being the $6 million man." And that's kind of my current goal. Let's try to get $6 million for 29 Palms. So, thank you.
Yeah. Okay. This is always an honor to give out to a special person in the city that has done a lot for our city. A lot of good people out there, but this person I really feel has done a lot for the homeless of 29 Palms. Pastor Johnson has been the She has been the homeless people's angel. She has done so much to put them into homes, feeding them, clothing them through the whole year. And Pastor, I just want to have you come up, please.
We tricked you.
You don't have to speak tonight on homeless. I want to thank you, and I know the council members here want to thank you for all the work that you have done for the homeless. It never ends, we know that, but you keep on going, and I know that the health is not very good, but you still keep on doing. So, God bless you, and this is well deserved. Thank you. All right. This is on here. Council comments and reports of meetings attended. We'll start with Councilmember Ogilvy.
Thank you, Mayor. I did not attend any meetings this week or the previous.
Councilmember Wright.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I do want to congratulate Travis and Miss Astrid. Great picks. And I went around and toured the Christmas lights. I thought it was awesome. I mean, it was some houses out there that wasn't even on the list, but they were lit up. And I mean, they even had one house that had a Mr. and Miss Claus, standing on the side of the road. So that was awesome. My kids enjoyed it. They was actually doing the voting. They was like, "Oh, this one, the one, Dad," and I was like, "All right, cool." So they had a great time. That was really awesome. And I didn't attend any meetings or anything like that. So thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Councilmember Bilderain.
Congratulations to Travis and Miss Astor. Well deserved. I know all the work she's been doing in the community and all the work you've done for us. I'm glad you're still here. I hope you give us more money. Well deserved. I attended the tree lighting ceremony. Yeah, I know you guys forgot, but I remembered. With the city, it was different because we had to do the drone and no one was there, but it's still cold and it was still nice. So good job on the staff for doing that. And Mr. Mayor, it's been a great year. I know you got thrown a ugly situation. We were striving the year before and everything else happened bad on your watch, but we got through it. You did a good job. You're the face of the city and you stood up there and took it. So good job, congratulations, and I'm looking forward to the next 4. That's all I got.
Thank you. Thank you. Mayor Pro Tem Mintz.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Yes, went to the tree lighting ceremony and took the tours lights. It was funny that Max said something about the Mr. and Mrs. Claus, but I did notice there were a lot of Grinches in those displays also. So it was pretty funny that my wife and I took that tour and she pointed out all the Grinches. Park and Rec, you did a great job organizing all that. Eli, thank you for the drone. I still haven't seen what I'm going to look like on that. What did you call that thing, that TikTok thing or whatever? What is it? Jibber Jab. I haven't seen what I'm going to look like on that from the Halloween thing, but we'll see about that. Congratulations, Travis and Astrid left. I said hello when I came in. She was kind of looking at me like, well, can we get this going? And I know she was just, she was quite surprised, Mr. Mayor. Yeah. And I also want to, I just want to say thank you to all the staff throughout the year. For all your hard work. You got thrown a lot of monkey wrenches this year. We had 2 department heads leave, and everybody in their department stepped up, especially Carrie and Craig. Both of them stepped up quite a bit this year. So I want to thank them, and it's been a pleasure working with the council. Mr. Mayor, you got thrown some monkey wrenches too this year, and you did quite well weathering the storm. So congratulations, and looking forward to working with this council for the next 2 years anyway. So, thank you.
Thank you. First of all, I would like to wish everybody in the city of 29 Palms and the Morongo Basin a happy birthday, especially the one that is the reason for the season. Happy birthday, Jesus. I did have a meeting with SBCTA. It was more of a informational meeting that we have usually at the end of the year. So I look forward to serving on that again if that's going to be possible for the next couple of years. I attended the tree lighting ceremony. I went on that wonderful lighting tour. That was such an awesome idea, and thank you, Park and Rec, for coming up with that. That was really neat. I do know that I have heard other people now that have usually put up a lot of decorations say that, well, if this is a annual thing, we're going to get back into it and put all of our stuff. So I think it's going to be an annual thing, and thank you very much. You did really good with the Halloween, and it was just awesome that you came up with all that stuff. So great thinking, great minds. Travis, again, thank you very much for the job well done. We appreciate you. We almost lost you, but you decided to come back, and we welcomed you with open arms, and you've done a great job since. And again, Astrid, wonderful lady, and she is so into taking care of the homeless that it's her drive. So I hope she continues doing that. I hope her health gets better so that she can do it, and I wish her well. And staff, again, thank you so very much for everything that you have done for the city. We couldn't do it without you, of course. So keep up the good work. I think that's it. Okay. We'll go on to the consent calendar. All matters listed under the consent calendar are to be considered routine by the City Council. City Council in the capacity as successor agency to the former 29 Ponds Redevelopment Agency, and will be enacted by one motion in the form listed. Any item may be removed from the consent calendar and considered separately by the City Council. The public will be given an opportunity to comment on consent calendar items prior to the council action. Do I have any council members wishing to pull an item?
Nope.
Anybody in the audience wish to? Okay. Bring it back to council.
Mr. Mayor, I'll make a motion, we accept the consent calendar. I'll abstain from Project Phoenix warrants number 11357, 11364, 11384, 11405, 11424, and 11429. I already gave Cindy all these warrants, so that's why I read them so fast, so she didn't have to keep up with me. And I'm also abstaining from number 16. It's also a Project Phoenix item.
Second.
I have a motion by Mayor Pro Tem Minson, seconded by Council Member Ogilvy. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Wright.
Aye.
Councilmember Ogilvy.
Aye.
Councilmember Bildering.
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Mintz.
Aye.
Mayor Klink.
Aye.
Approved 5-0.
Items, we didn't remove any. Seating of council members elect Stephen Belderain, District 1, and Joel Klink, District 2. Here we go.
Okay, well, it's with great pleasure that I do this oath of affirmation to our incumbents, Joel Klink and Stephen Bildering. And once I say "I," if you'll say your name and then repeat after me, okay? No funny stuff this time. I do solemnly affirm that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California, that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties upon which I am about to enter. Congratulations. On the dotted line, sign your life away.
You got the right one?
Hold on, pretend like you're signing. There you go.
Christina, did you get me photo bombing or swearing in?
Were you doing
Oh,
that?
no, I was nice. I didn't do anything.
Okay, we'll take a little brief recess unless you want to go ahead and do it.
We can keep going.
Okay.
Yeah, we're not unseating anybody.
Okay.
We can do cake for anything.
Okay. We'll go ahead and continue. No public hearing, discussion of potential action items, Project Phoenix site improvements.
Excuse me, Mr. Mayor, I have to step out. I have to abstain from this item.
Okay, adios. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Who gets this?
So thank you, Mr. Mayor, members of the council. The item in front of you this evening is, staff has three recommendations. One is to adopt the design of the project represented by the plans and specs for the Project Phoenix site improvements. The second recommendation is award a contract for the Project Phoenix site improvements to Jacobson Engineering Construction, Inc., in the amount of $3,539,308.65, and authorize a 10% contingency in the amount of $353,930.87 for a total contract amount of $3,893,239.52. The third and final recommendation is to authorize the city manager to execute all documents necessary to enter into the contract, including any necessary amendments thereto. This is a very momentous, presentation and staff report for Project Phoenix. This, to date, is the first and highest construction contract that we are awarding. I say that to date because tomorrow we'll be releasing the building RFP, and that award ultimately in mid-January, actually it'll probably come to the council in the first part of February. It'll be about $8 million. So this has been a long journey, but we're getting close to that finish line, and this is a very big step in the process. Just to talk about, what has gone on this year, again, a very important year, as the mayor said in his State of the City. Back in January, as the council will recall, we had our groundbreaking ceremony, and that was, we'll call Task 1, which was all of the water and sewer improvements that now are complete. All of those are installed, along with, most recently, some grease traps for the restaurants in the Project Phoenix area. So that all is done. The next task, which is Southern California Edison, has been working on, and next week, December 15th, will be the cutover from the current lines that are there over to the new lines, and which means those poles, those ugly poles that are there, will be gone as of the 15th next week. This third phase this year will be the site improvements, which is the contract that is in front of you this evening. And all of those site improvements, will be the demolition and grading of the site, the over-excavation of the site, the compaction for the community center and visitor center pads, street improvements, curb gutter and sidewalk, street lightings, landscaping, all those ground improvements for the site. So that part will begin January 4th. So just right on the corner, the turn of the year, that project, that task will begin. As mentioned again in the State of the City, the building will begin in March. So the site improvements now in January, the building in March. The approval in front of you this evening is a conservative approval. Okay, so we will be coming back to the council. Within the bid and how we bid it out was add alternates, and these add alternates were the things that we potentially wanted to add if we can afford them. And right now, the two add alternates appear that we can award them, but we're being conservative. We're going to wait till January once the building comes in to award those. Those two add alternates are, so Yucca Avenue, the current Yucca Avenue, the main artery in Project Phoenix, in the bid that you see is asphalt within the bid. However, that add alternate number one, will have stamped and colored concrete. So that will enhance, definitely Project Phoenix with that, and that will ultimately potentially be awarded in January, an ad alternate. So it would increase. We'll bring that back to the council. The second ad alternate that we anticipate awarding, not today, but in January, is in the courtyard area, so right off of State Route 62, the former tire shop building that's demolition right now, where our sign is located. That is that courtyard area that will be, again, currently, I think it's just asphalt, but it will be pavers in there. And that's ad alternate number 2. That'll be ad alternate 2. Again, we anticipate awarding that, but we're being conservative right now, waiting to the building bids come in. The team, I want to talk about the team, and virtually you have another team member here today, Mike Pottergrass, who is on GoToMeeting webinar. So if the council does have any questions for him, he is also on the line. But the team that the council has assembled has been a fantastic team. I'll talk more about Mr. Clark a little later, but we have internal staff. Along with the internal staff, we have external staff. We have our project managers for the site improvements, Charles Abbott and Associates, and Mike Pottergrass is the manager associated with that. On the other side, we have Tilden Coyle, which is the managers, the project managers of the building. An excellent firm getting us to that point in time. The site improvements have engineers associated with everything that we are designing and engineering, and that is the NV5. Again, fantastic firm. And then finally is our architects for the building. It's Holt Architecture. That team that we have assembled has been a fantastic team to get us to the point where we're at today. And that point where we're at today is shovels in the ground, council, shovels in the ground very shortly. And different from the other tasks that were, subsurface, not very visible to the public. Now beginning this next year, it's going to build some excitement because people are now going to see dirt moving and walls being erected. So again, very, very exciting time frame right now. That concludes this presentation and this recommendation to council. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Any questions for staff? How much is that? Is that 38 or $3.8 million? Is that? Okay, I see now. Never mind.
So, yeah, it's with the contingency.
With the contingency,
With
okay.
contingency.
Anybody out in the audience? Oh, wait, you can't anyways, Travis.
Yeah, well, but then also too, Mr. Mayor, because, we're online right now, and I don't think we have anybody online, and email, and I don't think anybody's emailed for public comments.
Okay. All right. So hearing no questions, bring it back to council.
All right. Well, by faith, I make a motion that we do 1 through 3.
Second.
I have, sorry.
I gotta read them up.
Unless you want to verbally,
Well, I can't see it now, so
Oh, I'm sorry.
I was gonna just kind of verbally kind of help
I'll bring
it
it
out.
back.
Okay. I have a motion from Councilmember Wright that we adopt the design of the project represented by the plans and specifics for the Project Phoenix site improvements. Award a contract for the Project Phoenix site improvements to Jacobson Engineering Construction, Inc. in the amount of $3,539,308.65 and authorize a 10% contingency in the amount of $353,930.87 for a total contract amount of $3.89 million, and authorize the city manager to execute all documents necessary to enter into the contract, including any necessary amendments thereto. And that was seconded by Councilmember Bilderain. And roll call, please.
Councilmember Ogilvy?
Aye.
Councilmember Wright?
Aye.
Councilmember Bilderain?
aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Mintz abstains, and Mayor Klink.
Aye.
Approved 401.
And then, once Mayor Pro Tem is back, You know, I would be remiss also to not thank our attorney, Patrick Munoz, for being here and being our right-hand man, keeping us in line, and we appreciate that. You've been here since the inception of the city, and you're doing a great job. We appreciate it.
Yeah, and Mr. Mayor, and I was remiss too, I talked about more of the construction-related activities, but aside from that, talking about Project Phoenix and leading to where we're at today, and even primarily due to, acquiring this money, retaining this money from the state, Mr. Munoz and his team at Rattan and Tucker have done a fantastic job queuing us up, teeing us up for where we are today through the property acquisitions, which are some of the things as we talk about the unsung heroes. Those are the pieces that, again, aren't very, glamorous, but those were those building blocks to get us where we were today. So thank you, Patrick.
Okay. Moving on to the selection of mayor and mayor pro tem.
Do you want me to do it?
Please, yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay. When the city incorporated in November of 1987, the original city council developed a selection procedure for the mayor and mayor pro tem seats that would provide stability to the city council and allow for orderly succession. This procedure adopted by the council that was established that the council members ascend to the mayor's seat, and the order of succession is determined by the number of votes received in the elections. Since the mayor and mayor pro tem change annually, as the mayor pro tem ascends to the mayor's seat, the individual who received the next highest votes becomes the next mayor pro tem. As was indicated earlier, this system allows for an orderly succession of city council members. So notwithstanding the above-mentioned procedure, the city council may deviate from tradition as it deems appropriate. Staff recommends that the city council select the mayor and mayor pro tem, and that the following procedures be used. I, the city clerk, will ask for nominations for the position of mayor. After one nomination is made, I will then ask if there are any additional nominations. At the conclusion of the nominations, I will close the nominations. If only one individual is nominated for that office, the selection can be made by a motion, seconded, and followed by a roll call vote. If more than one individual is nominated, I will ask if the selection is to be made by voice vote or written ballot. This decision is made by a motion, seconded, and followed by a roll call vote. The same procedure is used for the selection of mayor pro tem. Once the mayor and mayor pro tem are selected, the meeting is turned over to the newly elected mayor. So at this time, I will take nominations for mayor.
I'd like to nominate Danny Mintz.
Second.
So I have a nomination by Mayor Klink to have Mayor Pro Tem Mintz become mayor, and seconded by Councilmember Wright. Roll call vote would be Councilmember Ogilvy,
Aye.
Councilmember Bildering,
Aye.
Councilmember Wright,
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Mintz,
Aye.
Mayor Klink.
Aye.
Approved 5-0. So now we will take nominations for Mayor Pro Tem.
I nominate Carmelita Ogilvy.
I'll second.
I have a nomination by Councilmember Wright to elect Councilmember Ogilvy as Mayor Pro Tem, seconded by, was it Mayor Klink? Okay, roll call vote. Councilmember Bildering,
Aye.
Councilmember Wright,
Aye.
Councilmember Ogilvy. Aye. Mayor Pro Tem Mintz.
Aye.
He's
Mayor
the mayor.
Klink.
He's the mayor now.
Not yet, not yet.
Oh. Aye.
Till she says so.
I have approval of 5-0 for Councilmember Ogilvy to become Mayor Pro Tem. So it now stands as Mayor Dan Mintz and Mayor Pro Tem Carmelette Ogilvy.
Thank you, Mr. Former Mayor, and like 4
You're
times.
welcome. No, 5.
And 5, this is the fifth, that was the 5th?
That was the
Okay,
5th.
I'm sorry. And thank you for another great year, and looking forward to you working with you in the next at least 2 years on the council. Okay, and congratulations, Carmelette, Mayor Pro Tem.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, future council initiated items. Do we have anybody want to add anything? Seeing nobody running to the, oh, okay.
I was asleep.
No, you're asleep? Oh.
Are we still doing those, street signs, changing them out?
We are.
Okay, 'cause over there by, like the cemetery or that neighborhood over there, I couldn't hardly read none of them signs.
They're old green signs?
Yes.
Oh, okay, let me, instead of a future agenda item request, what I'll do is let me talk to staff and see what the plan are, and I'll bring that back and
All right. Thank
update the council.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, nothing else?
Thanks, Senator.
All right. Public comments. This is the time for the public to address city council on issues within the jurisdiction of the city council that are not on this agenda. All comments are to be directed to the city council and shall not consist of any personal attacks. Members of the public are expected to maintain a professional, courteous decorum during their comments. This is a time limitation of 3 minutes per person. If you haven't already done so, please fill out your name and address slip and give to the city clerk. City council is prohibited by state law from taking action on or discussing items not included on the printed agenda. Public comments on specific agenda items we deferred until a consideration of an item on the agenda. There's obviously nobody here, but nobody from electronically. No emails, nothing. Okay, move on to city manager update.
Well, thank you, Mr. Mayor, members of the council, and I will be brief. The former mayor has trained me on this to be brief. First and foremost, I'd like to wish the council and the community and staff, very Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and a Happy New Year. I wanted to congratulate a little bit more, Mayor, excellent choice for Employee of the Year and Citizen of the Year, but very specifically Employee of the Year. The city is blessed with many great employees, but today, it's about one, which is Mr. Clark. And as manager, I can't do my job without excellent employees, and Travis, Mr. Clark, exemplifies that. In the development, we always kind of joke about this, from two sides of this. I'm the financial side. I keep on saying, how much does it cost? Travis says, well, but it's got to look good, right? So it's a good balance between it. Unfortunately for me, I'd build a stick building, and hey, it's great. Here you go, council. Unfortunately, Travis has that creativity to not only have it be affordable, but it is a good-looking place too. So I thank you, Travis, and we focus on that, but there is many other things as it relates to community development that kind of go on that make the organization move efficiently. So thank you, for all of your work, Travis. And that, again, Mr. Mayor, I'm going to be brief and just wish everybody a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and I will shut up at this point.
No.
Mr. Mayor.
Yeah, that's right.
Mr. Mayor,
I'm over here.
You guys were in different seats.
Yeah. Okay, well, I just want to wish everybody happy holidays to the city, and let's move on.